305 in the building. That's why I'm here, ladies.
How we doing? I'm actually from the South Beach here. I went to Yellow Album, but the accent's a little going now, right? A little bit? Just a little bit? All right. This is a ghetto nursery rhyme.
305 in the building.
Can y'all handle a ghetto nursery rhyme? Yes. Like really ghetto and rhyming? Really ghetto. Yeah. This is a true story about where I grew up in Harlem. It's called Mother Bear.
All right.
Can you picture it? Harlem back when rhinestone jackets and flat tops were in style. It's been a while, so I can think back and smile at my life as a child. Mama telling me, watch your step there, son. You don't want to slip on the crack files. As she fearlessly strode along, hands tightly clenched on one of her purses. Rappers curse less in their verses. Politicians, they only came to town to get votes from the churches. But just to keep those sneakers on your feet, sometimes you had to mix it up. You could buy one of those 7-figure brownstones for $1, and the city would give you money to fix it up. Because nobody wanted to live here, man. Detectives cruised around in big ugly Ford Tauruses. Europeans only came to Harlem on tour buses. Oh, look, Mom, Blackosauruses. Can you picture them? Tens of thousands of black boys living in despair. Big dreams, but no idea how to get there. The richest people they knew made $35,000 a year, except for the drug dealers, and they were everywhere. They owned the day, they owned the dark. They own the teams of the NBA players who rock the park. They own the flashiest jewelry. They own the biggest guns. They got the most respect. They had the most fun. It seemed like they owned the moon and they owned the sun. They had their faces painted on the back of their denim. They had the apartments in the projects with the big Mortal Kombat games in them. They owned all the money. They owned all the girls. To a boy who ain't never been nowhere, it seemed like they owned the world. Can you picture them? All 18 been best friends for 12 years. Justin, Malik, and their leader, Jameer. A 5'7" point guard who could pass behind his back with flair. And they quote Shakespeare. When the foundation got shaky, he was the glue. And if Jameer said it was going to happen, it always came true. Takes his SATs just to show his teachers how to do. 1,200 or better, he guarantees. He gets a 1492. But he's not using this knowledge for college. He says that universities are full of silly. He's going into pharmaceutical sales, but not for Eli Lilly. You see, he's got this cousin out in Philly who's moving cocaine by the keys. Honda introduces the Acura Legend, and Jameer, he wants some keys. So he initiates a plan and gets his 2 best boys together. They executed to perfection and start buying toys together. Drove the hottest sports cars to the hottest sports bars. Drank $300 bottles of champagne with the hottest sports stars. And that's when all the girls came. That's when the diamonds and the pearls came. Everybody in the world came to hang out with the new princes of Harlem. That's when the births of their first kids came. Then the feds came. Then the bids came. 5 to 10. Maximum security. Life for them insane. But Jameer tells them not to quiver and shake. Because if they stick together, this prison thing is going to be cake. But you don't get to choose your roomie when you go upstate. And no one knows why he got the monster as his cellmate. But he did. Can you picture him? 350 pounds and 6'6", 9% body fat, cherry red lipstick, one hand on his hip, one hand on his dick, staring at you as he licks his lips. Every new inmate's worst fear. The man, the myth, the legend, Mother Bear. And he says, I have a job for you in the morning. You're gonna wash those clothes. I've had dozens of cellmates before, youngin', and they've all been my hoes. So when I say pose, I want you to turn around and touch your toes. I know you've never done this before, but Mother Bear's gonna show you how it goes. We could do this the easy way, or I could break your neck and bite off your nose. Jameer throws. And y'all would be shocked at the decision that many of so-called gangster chose, but not him, because he was a slickster. So he comes up with a trick, and he drops down to his knees and says, Mother Bear, before we do it, may I suck your penis, please? And he's sucking and he's sucking, and the bear, he starts to twitch, and Jameer gets all his strength together and tries to bite right through his dick. But Mother Bear had seen this trick before, so he bangs his fist into his temples, and he unlocks his jaws, and then he roars, and every inmate in the asylum -2 applauds and starts chanting, Mother Bear, he's yours, drop his drawers. There is no name for what happened next. Can't possibly be described as sex. Big wad of nasty black flesh making a mess. An hour later, barely conscious, the boy weeps. Blood trickles from his ass cheeks as Mother Bear tickles his feet, reads him a nursery rhyme, and rocks him back to sleep. And the giant had done this to dozens of men before. He had done this to dozens of boys before. And lots of them had made noise before, but never did nothing. But this time David slays Goliath. The giant takes his last breath when the 3 princes from Harlem stab Mother Bear to death. Can you picture him? He's 33 now. Best days of monthly visits from his daughter. 5 to 10 is turned into 25 to life for manslaughter. And every single evening in his nightmares, Mother Bear appears to whisper sweet lullabies into his ears. His rectum quivers, his whole body shivers, his eyes tear as his heart starts to hollow. And he thinks back to the times, he thinks back to the crimes, and wonders why he just didn't buy a brownstone for $1. I'll do one last one, if that's good.
Yes,
Thank you. Woo. So what should I do? All right, I'll do something about a word I hate. All right. What's up, my niggas?
there.
I said, what's up, my niggas? That was a trick question. And it's nice to see that the tricky ones haven't tricked most of y'all into the answer. You see, niggas been passed through our families, generation to generation like cancer. It used to be said by slave masters who weren't in the business of breeding no dancing niggas. They only wanted big old field niggas. But I wonder how the field nigga would feel if he was sitting next to me on the A train at approximately 3 o'clock any day of the week, and he heard his little great-great-grandson speak dozens of times from 59th Street to West 4th, the word that made black families pack up in the South and move north. Would he slam a couple of these boys against the doors and ask, what's the deal, nigga? Do you know how you keeping it real, nigga? Do you know how I was killed, nigga? They murdered me with hot rods of steel, nigga. Now how do you think this makes me feel, nigga? Or would he just sit there and listen silently like white people do? Silently like I do, silently like we all do. So what do? I go down to Wall Street. Do you know how they call it Wall Street? Because centuries ago there were these huge high walls, and down on the street, slaves with shackles on their feet would they be bought and sold by the fleet like shares of intel. Phrases shouted daily like, where's my niggas? There's my niggas. Whose niggas are those? Now here we are centuries after slavery, insulting our ancestors' bravery by shouting phrases daily like, where's my nigga? What up, nigga? You know you my nigga, right? Saying nigga like it's cool, saying nigga like it's cute, saying nigga like we don't know the root. Now the only difference is they got the niggas wearing suits, and I look at my own life and I'm always amazed. I gave up having sex for 27 years, but couldn't give up saying nigga for 27 days. But don't blame the boys on the A train. Blame the men who put the myth it was okay to say it in their brain. Blame the kings of comedy, the all-time nigga record holders. Put the blame on the Hughes brothers and Quentin Tarantino shoulders. And hopefully this nigga poem is making you uncomfortable to the point where you're cracking your neck and staring down at the ground, looking to your left and your right. See, there's any white people around, hoping you realize that you've been bamboozled if you think you have to wear blackface to be a clown. But I gotta go now, I gotta go now, I gotta go now. I gotta get this poem in the hands of the artist formerly known as Prince now. Because when it comes to talent, ain't nobody's bigger. But maybe this poem can be the gun and his voice can be the trigger. And we can collaborate and configure a way to convince Jigga to help us write a new dream song or a new theme song and call it The People Formerly Known as Niggas.